Before we get started, do consider following Secrets of the Ancients. To watch this and future videos, support us by subscribing, liking and commenting. It really helps us keep exploring these fascinating mysteries together. Archaeologists just discovered an unknown Egyptian king. Imagine, if you will, digging in Egypt's famous Saqqara necropolis, once a prestigious burial site for pharaohs, and suddenly coming across a massive pink granite door hiding something no one even knew existed. Behind this enormous stone slab, which, by the way, was never meant to be opened, lay a forgotten tomb belonging to a member of Egypt's royal family. History lovers, buckle up, because what archaeologists found feels straight out of an Indiana Jones movie. We're heading to Saqqara, one of ancient Egypt's most mysterious and treasure-filled sites. The star of this story is a prince you've probably never heard of. Prince Osakari, also known as the son of Osakari. Sounds minor, right? Well, he was actually the founder of Egypt's Fifth Dynasty. But the real story here isn't who he was, it's how his tomb was found. It all began with a massive pink granite door. This wasn't just a decorative slab standing about 4 meters tall and over a meter wide. It was so big a giraffe could walk through without bumping its head. Heavier than your neighbour's SUV, it wasn't even a real door at all. It was a false door, a symbolic gateway meant to let the deceased's spirit travel between the world of the living and the afterlife. False doors were common in Egyptian tombs, but here's the twist. They were usually carved from limestone, which is everywhere in Egypt. This one was made of pink or red granite, quarried 650 kilometers away in Aswan, expensive and difficult to transport. Egyptologists say this is the first time a false door of this size and material has ever been found, making it one of a kind. And it had a secret. When researchers dug deeper, they realized the false door actually hid a real entrance, leading to a hidden tomb filled with ancient statues, relics and mysteries over 4,000 years old. This tomb belonged to Prince Osakari, also called Userfer or Wesefer. Although completely erased from Egypt's official history, he wasn't just some minor noble. Inscriptions on the pink granite door describe him as hereditary prince, governor of BH, royal scribe, vizier, judge, and even reader priest. In short, the Egyptian version of Daenerys Targaryen, only with scrolls and temples instead of dragons. These titles show he had major political and religious influence across both Upper and Lower Egypt. One title in particular, Priest of Sokar, links him to the falcon-headed god of the dead, whose cult was active in Saqqara. His tomb's prime location there is proof of his importance. But here's where things get weird. Prince Osakari appears in no official royal records. Some think he disappeared during a power struggle early in the Fifth Dynasty, when his father, King Osakari, was reshaping Egyptian religion. Osakari wasn't just the dynasty's founder, he launched a religious revolution by elevating the sun god Ra above all others. He even built the first ever sun temple at Abu Sir, sparking a massive wave of sun worship. After Osakari's short but radical reign, later Fifth Dynasty pharaohs like Sahur, Neferikare and Nayuseri, kind of like the young guns of ancient Egypt, focused on building pyramids, boosting the economy, opening trade routes, and filling temples with gold and monuments flaunting their wealth and power. Inside Prince Osakari's tomb, things got even stranger. Archaeologists found a giant pink granite offering table covered in carvings of ritual foods, an eternal afterlife menu. Egyptians believed the dead could magically consume these offerings, though in reality priests and their families ate them. Then there were the statues, lots of them, odd but in the best way. Among them were statues of King Djoser, the man who built Egypt's first pyramid, along with his wife and 10 daughters. All inside Prince Osakari's tomb. The weird part? Djoser lived centuries before Osakari, so why were his statues here? No one knows for sure. Experts believe the statues were originally made in Djoser's time, likely standing at his pyramid, and were moved during the 26th dynasty thousands of years later. Maybe to protect them, or for reasons still lost to history. Everything was carefully arranged. The ancient Egyptians really had a knack for doing things in style. In fact, some of the statues and carvings in this tomb are clearly from much later periods. That suggests the tomb may have been reused as a kind of ancient vault for luxury goods. Or maybe it was just an early attempt at interior design. But wait, there's more. On the tomb's eastern side, archaeologists found another pink granite entrance. This one was decorated with inscriptions linked to King Nefer, another Fifth Dynasty pharaoh who, well, tried and failed to build a pyramid. Nearby, they made a unique discovery. 13 pink granite statues, all seated in a perfectly straight line, as if waiting for their turn in the afterlife. Some statues had their heads raised, maybe representing royal wives, while others had no heads at all. A black granite statue was also found lying upside down, possibly toppled centuries ago in the silent passing of time. Experts think the positioning and head shapes followed a strict social order. The headless statues might have been left unfinished, or maybe, just maybe, deliberately damaged. Speaking of black granite statues, another one was found inside the tomb itself. Based on its inscriptions, it was placed there during the 26th dynasty, around the same time King Joseph's statues were probably moved. This suggests the tomb was never abandoned. It was reused, renovated, and maybe even revered by later generations. Black granite was linked to Osiris, god of the underworld, in Egypt's later periods. That means the statue could be a sign the tomb became a sacred site long after the prince was gone. Giant stone doors, forgotten kings, recycled statues. This isn't just another burial site, it's one of the most fascinating finds ever uncovered in Saqqara. Prince Osakari might not be a household name yet, but his tomb is helping rewrite ancient Egyptian history. It proves the Egyptians didn't just look to the future. They stayed deeply connected to their past even after thousands of years. So what does all this mean? Why hide a tomb behind a false door? Why fill it with statues from different eras? Who was Prince Osakari really? These are the kinds of mysteries that keep archaeologists digging and keep the rest of us hooked. In the end, it's not just about one tomb, it's about everything still buried under Egypt's sands. With every new discovery, we're reminded that the ancient world isn't gone. It's just sleeping behind massive pink granite doors. Finally, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this journey, do follow Secrets of the Ancients and keep an eye out for future videos. And well, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Until next time, stay